A marriage lost. Liam and I had been married for 8 years. From the outside, we looked like the perfect couple. We lived in a modest but cozy home, had steady jobs, and led a calm, predictable life. Friends often told me how lucky I was to have Liam, a reliable, kind, and good-hearted man. But deep down, I knew something was missing. Our marriage wasn't unhappy exactly. We didn't fight. There were no betrayals, and there weren't any dark secrets. It was just empty. The spark we once had was long gone. Our conversations felt like business transactions. Affection was rare, and intimacy had become a chore. I told myself this was normal, that every marriage goes through a phase like this. But the feeling of dissatisfaction lingered, like a quiet whisper in the back of my mind. One rainy Friday afternoon, I came home early from work. My sister, CLA, called me, her voice full of frustration. She started venting about her boyfriend, Greg, listing his flaws, his lack of ambition, laziness, and inability to commit. "I just don't know if he's the one," she said with a sigh. "How did you know Liam was the right person for you?" Her question caught me off guard. I hesitated, searching for the right words, but silence filled the line. CLA laughed nervously. "Come on," she teased. "Don't tell me you have regrets too." I don't know why, but something inside me cracked. Maybe it was the weight of my feelings building up, or maybe I just needed to hear the truth out loud, even if it was only once. Sometimes I admitted softly. Sometimes I think I do regret it. The line went silent. Then CLA spoke carefully. "That's heavy, Emma. Have you talked to Liam about this?" "I can't," I said quickly, almost offensively. "How do you tell someone you're not sure you'd marry them again if you had the choice? It would destroy him." As I finished speaking, I heard a soft creak behind me. My heart stopped. "Silly, I have to go," I whispered, hanging up the phone. I turned around, but the hallway was empty. I told myself it was just the house settling, but the uneasiness stayed with me for the rest of the evening. That night, Liam was unusually quiet. He avoided eye contact, gave short answers, and didn't sit next to me on the couch like he usually did. I thought he was just having a bad day and decided to give him space. But over the next few days, his behavior grew colder. He left early, came home late, and barely spoke to me. One night, about a week later, I came home to find Liam sitting in the kitchen with a stack of papers in front of him. His face was calm, but his eyes betrayed the storm brewing inside. "Liam?" I asked cautiously. "What's going on?" He slid the papers across the table. My hands trembled as I picked them up and read the words. "Divorce papers." "You're divorcing me?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Liam's jaw tightened. "I heard you, Emma," he said quietly. "Last week, on the phone with CLA." My breath caught. I wasn't supposed to be home that early, but I was. "I heard everything. You think you settled for me. You think I'm holding you back." His voice shook, a mixture of anger and pain. "You don't love me, Emma. Not the way I thought you did." "Liam, no." I cried, tears streaming down my face. "That's not what I meant. I was just venting. I didn't mean it." "You meant it," he interrupted, his voice cold. "You might not have wanted me to hear it, but you meant it. And I can't stay in a marriage where I'm just the person you settled for." I begged him to reconsider, to go to therapy, to try to fix things. But his mind was made up. "I'm done, Emma," he said firmly. "I deserve someone who loves me completely, and you deserve to figure out what you really want." The next morning he was gone. No note, no explanation. He didn't return my calls or texts. When I went to his office, his co-workers said he'd taken a leave of absence. Weeks turned into months. The divorce went through uncontested, and Liam never reached out again. It was as if he had disappeared from my life entirely. Even now, years later, I can't think about that day without regret. I thought my words were harmless, that they didn't mean anything. But words have power, and mine destroyed the one person who truly loved me. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder where Liam is. Is he happy? Did he find someone who loves him the way he deserves? And sometimes, I wonder if letting him go was the biggest mistake of my life.